Open your copies. Today we are going to do the question answer of chapter 5 history. Okay, here are the questions. Are you all ready? Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Start करें? Question number 1. What was the demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi? What was the demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was refused by the British? Okay, so write down the answer of this question. The demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai, क्वेश्चन में गिवन है वही लिखेंगे. The demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, the demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was refused, the demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was the demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was refused by the British was to accept her adopted son. The demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was refused by the British was to accept her adopted son, to accept her adopted son, to accept her adopted son to succeed the throne, to succeed the throne, throne, to succeed the throne, throne, throne of the king, of the king, of the king, comma, after the death of her husband, after the death of her husband. This is answer number 1. I repeat the answer. The demand of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi that was refused by the British was to accept her adopted son to succeed the throne of the king, comma, after the death of her husband. Complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next question. What did the British do to protect the interest of those who converted to Christianity? So the answer of this question is the British would The British would, WOULD, the British would inherit, INHERIT, the British would inherit the property of his ancestors
of his
inherit the property of his ancestors, 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 to protect the interest of those to protect the interests of those who converted to Christianity. Who converted to Christianity. I am repeating the answer. The British would inherit the property of his ancestors to protect the interest of those who converted to Christianity. Complete?
ma'am.
Okay. Come to the next question. What objections did the sepoys have to the new cartridge that they were asked to use? So, write down the answer. Objections the sepoys had to the objections to the sepoys had to the new cartridge to the new cartridge, CARTRIDGES. Objections the sepoys had to the new cartridge were, put a small dash and write down the first point. एक छोटा सा डैश पुट कर दीजिए वर्ड के आगे और फर्स्ट पॉइंट लिखिए. The cartridges were greased. The cartridges were greased, GREASED, greased with the cartridges were greased with the fat of cows and pigs. With the fat of cows and pigs. The cartridges were greased with the fat of cows and pigs. That's the first point. Second point, the sepoys had to use mouth to remove the sepoys had to use mouth to remove the covering of the cartridge. Sorry. I repeat, the sepoys had to use mouth to remove the covering of the cartridge. Third point, they termed the cartridge, they termed, yes, they termed, T-E-R-M-E-D, they termed the cartridge to be a, they termed the cartridge to be a violation of the violation of the violation of the religious sentiments, violation of the religious sentiments. Full stop. Hence, they rebelled. Hence, comma, they rebelled. R-E-B-E-L-L-E-D. Hence, they rebelled. Complete. Yes, have you all completed the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to repeat the answer again. Check कर लीजिए. Objections the sepoys had to the new cartridges were, first point is, the cartridges were greased with the fat of cows and pigs. Second point is, the sepoys had to use mouth to remove the covering of the cartridge. Third point is, they termed the cartridge to be a violation of the religious sentiments, hence they rebelled. That's the answer. Have you all completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Come to the next question. How did the last Mughal emperor live the last years of his life? Write down the answer. The last Mughal emperor, the last Mughal emperor, the last Mughal emperor lived a very pathetic life. The last Mughal emperor lived a very pathetic, P-A-T-H-E-T-I-C, P-A-T-H-E-T-I-C, pathetic, very pathetic life during the last years, pathetic life during the last years of his life. Full stop. He was tried in court. He was tried in court, C-O-U-R-T, tried in court and sentenced to life and sentenced to life imprisonment. 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 He was tried in court and sentenced to life imprisonment. Full stop. He and his wife were he and his wife were sent to prison in sent to prison in Rangoon, capital RANGOON, Rangoon.
Ma'am, capital.
Yes, R capital. Name of a place is always start with a capital letter. Prison in Rangoon, full stop. He died there after he died there after 4 years. He died there after 4 years. Okay, that's it. I repeat the answer again. The last Mughal emperor lived a very pathetic life during the last years of his life. He was tried in court and sentenced to life imprisonment. He and his wife were sent to prison in Rangoon. He died there after 4 years. Have you all completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Come to the next question. What could be the reason for the confidence of the British rulers about their position in India before May 1857? Write down the answer of this question. Reasons for the reasons for the confidence of this statement is already given in your question. Reasons for the confidence of the British rulers about their position in India before May 1857 are: copy the statement from your question. Reasons for the confidence of the British rulers about their position in India before May 1857 are:
About
first point, the traditional rulers failed to develop the traditional rulers failed to develop independent leadership. The traditional rulers failed to develop independent leadership. The traditional rulers failed to develop independent leadership. Second point, they also failed to have independent they also failed to have independent they also failed to have
yes, ma'am.
independent They also failed to have independent social, economic, social, economic,
Yes, ma'am.
and political aims and political aims of their own. They also failed to have independent social, economic, and political aims of their own. Third point, they fought among themselves. They fought among themselves they fought among themselves and and could not present a united front could not present a united front against the foreign rule. United front against the foreign rule. FOREIGN, foreign rule. Fourth point, a section of the people a section a section of the people a section of the people sorry a section of the people practiced inhuman a section of the people practiced inhuman social practices practiced inhuman social practices full stop. They did not rise in they did not rise in they did not rise in revolt against the they did not rise in revolt against the Britishers. BRITISHERS. Revolt against the Britishers. Sorry. A section of the people practiced inhuman social practices, full stop. They did not rise in revolt against the Britishers. Complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to repeat the answer. Check it out. Reasons for the confidence of the British rulers about their position in India before May 1857 are: first point is, the traditional rulers failed to develop independent leadership. Second point, they also failed to have independent social, economic, and political aims of their own. Third point is, they fought among themselves and could not present a united front against the foreign rule. Fourth point is, a section of the people practiced inhuman social practices. They did not rise in revolt against the Britishers. That's the answer. Have you all completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, come to the next question. Question number 6. What impact did Bahadur Shah Zafar's support to the rebellion have on the people and the ruling families? Write down the answer. Bahadur Shah Zafar's support to the Bahadur Shah Zafar's Bahadur Shah Zafar's support to the rebellion rebellion boosted the morale of boosted the morale morale of the people morale of the people and the ruling families morale of the people and the ruling families full stop. They became united they became united to fit the British authority. They became united to fight the British authority. United to fight the British authority. To fight the British authority with double spirit. Sorry.
Yes,
Fight
ma'am.
the British authority with double spirit. Full stop. People of the towns. People of the towns and villages. People of the towns and villages rose up in rose up in rose up in rebellion rose up in rebellion and rallied around and rallied 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 around local leaders rallied around local leaders comma zamindars 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 and chiefs and chiefs full stop. Nana Sahib who lived near Kanpur who lived near Kanpur comma gathered armed forces gathered GATHED E-R-E-D, gathered armed forces, A-R-M-E-D, A-R-M-E-D, armed forces, and expelled the, and expelled, E-X-P-E-L-L-E-D, expelled the British garrison, British garrison, G-A-R-R-I-S-O-N, garrison from the city.
मैम
From expelled the British garrison from the city. Okay,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
that's the answer. I'm going to repeat the answer. So check your answer again. Bahadur Shah Zafar's support to the rebellion boosted the morale of the people and the ruling families. They became united to fight the British authority with double spirit. People of the towns and villages rose up in rebellion and rallied around local leaders, zamindars and chiefs. Nana Sahib, who lived near Kanpur, gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. That's it. Complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Come to the next question. Question number 7. How did the British succeed in securing the submission of the rebel landowners of Awadh? Write down the answer. British succeeded in securing the submission of rebel landowners of Awadh was. Statement is given in your question. वहां से statement copy कर लीजिए. British succeed in securing the submission of the rebel landowners of Awadh was. Sorry, Awadh by, not was, by by first point, they provided inheritance. They provided inheritance. I-N-H-E-R-I-T-A-N-C-E. I-N-H-E-R-I-T-A-N-C-E. They provide inheritance rights to the landowners. Rights to the landowners. They provided inheritance rights to the landowners. Landowners के बाद कॉमा पुट करिए. सॉरी, ब्रैकेट ओपन. लैंड ओनर्स के बाद ब्रैकेट ओपन करिए और ब्रैकेट में लिखेंगे who would enjoy traditional rights, who would enjoy traditional rights over their land, over their land. Bracket close. Second point, they were exempted. They were exempted. E-X-E-M-P-T-E-D. They were exempted from taxes. They were exempted from taxes. Third point, they were rewarded. Sorry.
मैम पर क्या है?
They were rewarded. Yes, Radhika. Third, they were rewarded. Third point is they were rewarded.
Yes.
Fourth point, they would be safe. They would be safe and their rights